Today we're going to make all of this from one page of freebies. Hello. Today is newsletter day and there is a freebie as usual, and I just thought I'd come along and have a little play. So I've printed the freebie on semi-gloss and I've printed it onto a matte paper. So we are going to cut these out and have a little play around. I think the first thing I'm going to do, I'd like to have a little go at all of them. So I'm going to cut the ephemera out on the mat, and I use heavyweight matte photo paper from Epson because I have an Epson Eco Tank printer. So I use the Epson paper. And on this one, I'm going to cut out the photographs. So all of my pieces are cut. I think I'm going to start with the frame and see. It's between those two. And I don't know if I want to put one. So let's have a look. Okay, so I've just literally grouped these little pieces together, and I'm going to start with, I think, this one. I'm going to ink the little pieces, although what I think I might do is I'm just going to line my photo up and just pick a, I'm going to tear it there and ink that, and then I'm going to ink this side. Like that. I'm going to overlap here. So I think I'm going to make this a very little pocket. Might do. I think I'm just going to have to glue or attach the bottom, not the top. So it's going to be a little tuck spot like that. I'm actually going to trim that edge off. Right, so for my photograph, I'm going to put a little bit of distress on here. Like that, and then ink. I think I'm going to glue this directly onto my image. There. Right, so I'm going to glue the bottom and the side, but not the top. I don't think I'm going to be able to do that and still get that photograph in. I'm going to put a tiny little bit of glue along the top here. And have that kind of hanging off the bottom there. Like that. And then the photograph will go in there, and that can go onto a page. Now I might do some stitching. I think I will do some stitching, but that might not be finished yet. That's just the basic kind of assemblage for that. Right, let's have a look at this one. This is going to be, I think I'm going to make this very, very simple. I'm just going to trim the white edge off this photograph. So I'm going to ink my frame, and I'm also going to do some distressing on the photograph. I've obviously got something on here because it's left some kind of marks on that, but that's okay. I'm quite happy with that. I'm actually going to fold that, put a crack in there, and I'm going to ink that as well as ink around. Let's pop a little paper clip. Should we have that? I'm going to ink the little piece. I'm going to do, I think, a little bit of layering here. So I'm going to have, I think we'll have the pink at the back because obviously it's pink. Have a little bit of pink, then we'll have a little bit of that, and then maybe this over the top, or maybe just that and that. Okay, I think I'm going to actually glue this down so it's not completely straight. I'm going to have that a little bit so we've got that. Now I'm going to do a little bit of sewing on this one for sure. So I'm going to run a little bit of glue there and then attach this little piece of pink and put a little bit along the top of this lace, just enough to hold it in place. And then I'm going to glue this. That down, and I think once we've got some sewing on there, that would be quite a cute little piece. So that's number 2. Let's just trim that a little bit off there. Another simple one, I think. Again, that's another little piece to go into a journal, and it could be added to a tag. It could be put onto top of all sorts of things. Right, let's do the little passport kind of piece of ephemera now. So we'll ink the edges. And then this one again could be a topper for a tag. It could just go into a page as a pocket. Right, this one, not really a whole lot I could do with this. Let's see. And again, that would be fabulous on top of a little cluster. Right, I'm just going to lay this down. Put a little mark at the top and the bottom left hand side of my photograph. And I don't know if you can see, I've just lined it up with that part of the envelope. Now it could go wrong here, but I'm going to try and cut around. I've got a little piece of scrap file folder here. Right, what I'm going to do is glue the back of this piece, and just pop that down on to my scrap file folder. Really should have inked before, which I didn't. My bad. Now, where's my tiny little... I'm going to grab this and try and ink only just big enough. So I'm going to take my tiny little scissors and put a tiny little nick there, just to make that a little bit wider, and hope that's going to work. Now I'm just going to take my glue and put a tiny bead of glue. It doesn't have to even be a full bead of glue around the edge there. Glue that down. What I think I'm going to do is cut this photograph and give that a good ink. And again, we can always add bits and pieces to this if we want to. So that's going to slot, hopefully that will slot into our pot. I mean, it doesn't even have to go in all the way. It should go in all the way, like that. There we go. So I'm going to put a little bit of stamping on here. Go for numbers. I have got a bit of a love back for this StazOn. When I very first used StazOn, I did not like this ink at all. But now I am rather a little bit in love with it. The smell is just divine. Now that's going to have to dry. I'm just going to ink this for now. And what I think I'm going to do is start using some of my fake mica. Yeah. So I'm just going to cut a strip of it out. If you missed this, I'll link down below how I made this one. This is the one with, oh, look at that. This is the one with laminate. So I am going to cut about there. Then I'm going to cut a little corner and another. I'm going to cut that at an angle, and then another corner, and let's cut that at another angle. So we have that. Right, so I'm going to add a little bit of ink to this and decide whether I'm putting this on my image or on my envelope. Oh, right, we've got this little piece here, so I think I'm putting that on the image just because it looks fabulous, and I'm going to add this to my envelope. Put a bit of glue on there. Now I know it's a bit late. Yeah, I'm not going to do that actually. I'm just going to glue that down. So I'm going to glue this directly onto my image, like that. And then I'm going to put some stitching in that. Right, I think I'm going to do the stitching now for this one. I'm a little bit in love with that. I know I don't sound very enthusiastic. It's because I actually feel quite poorly today. I just had to do this because the newsletter needs to go out and I love that so much. So that's that one. Now this one, I want to do something a little bit similar, but what I want to do this time is add the mica as the pocket. I think. Now, do I want it that way? Yes. Okay, so I'm going to just cut. And obviously you could use real mica for this. I'm just using my fake mica because it's a freebie. So I wanted to keep the cost to a bare minimum. Now again, I'm just going to take a chunk out of that just to make it a little bit more mica-y. And we'll take a chunk out of this corner. Because mica is very rarely clean cut, you can cut it straight. But I don't know if you can see, we've just got a little ledge there. Glue that. I think I want that at the, yeah, I think I want that at the side, hanging off. Oh, take the pin out of me glue. Oh, oh, ah. Whoops. Right, that's better. And now the glue's dry, so I'm just going to have to put a little bit more glue along there. Like that. All right, I'm going to ink my image. I could do more to this. I might still do more to this, but things like adding grit paste and texture paste, I can't really do because obviously it's not going to dry in the time for this video. So although that's quite fun, probably not the best idea. So what I'm going to do is ink this, and then I'm going to attach that to the photograph. Like that. And now I'm going to sew this. Okay, so I've sewn all the way around my little pocket and my image will go into there. Right, so I might still do more to these later, but we have this one, which again would be perfect in any journal really. This one, which is my absolute favourite, love that. We've got the little kind of faux passport page, little photo frame, nice and simple. Oh, we've got another one here, which is a little pocket. And there's still a lot of possibilities for that one in terms of adding some, yes, let's do it. Let's do it. Somebody asked me how I store my dried flowers, and they are in one of these little file containers. It's an A4 one, but obviously it is slightly bigger than A4. Grab a little tiny piece, and this is from this idea is from Shabby Soul, adding dried flowers under mica, which I just love it. So I'm going to add some tiny dots of glue to the back of those. Ooh, maybe not so tiny. And now paper. Got a little bit of glue on there. It will dry clear, so I'm not too worried. Now I'm going to have this like so. Right, and I'm just going to glue this onto my image. There we go. And that, wow, that just makes a huge amount of difference. So we've got this tiny little piece that could go on top of a cluster. And then we've got our little piece with the lace. And again, that would look fabulous with another piece of our fake mica over it. So we've got seven little pieces because I crammed as much as I possibly could on today's freebie. Now, I am really excited about all of these makes. You probably don't think I sound it because I'm feeling a little bit under the weather today, but I just love it. I mean, that is, oh, I love it. I hope you enjoy them. I hope you'll make something. I hope you'll share in the Foxy Crafters Facebook group or on your social media. I'd love to see what you do if you tag me. I will see you all really soon. Take care. Enjoy the newsletter. Bye.